Hello. Hello everyone, good evening. If you can hear me, please type the word shark. Don't know why, but there we are. No one's typing anything. So I'll take it people can't hear me and I won't get started. Thank you. Jack Wimbush says shark. Thank you very much, as does my 86 Outback. Thank you very much for confirming you can indeed hear me. So thank you for joining me. Um, I'm going to be doing another live unboxing of a set of Marvel Legends that I've just got today. Um, I just got the Spider Build-A-Figure wave a few weeks back, and then yesterday I got the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave, and now I've got the Sauron Build-A-Figure wave. It's a lot. Yeah, my finances are not happy. But hey, it's close to SDCC, and Hasbro always pull this. They always fire out all their product uncontrollably so that we buy it before they reveal better versions of things they've just sold to us at SDCC. So here we are with the Deadpool wave. This is the second Marvel Legends Deadpool wave, is that right? It's in mirror image for you guys, sorry. And I don't have a Deadpool t-shirt, but I've got Rainbow Unicorn. Is that enough? Is that enough? Um, so I'm going to be unboxing these guys and seeing who's in there. I have to say up front, I am not a big Deadpool fan by any measure. I haven't even seen the second movie. Even though I did sort of enjoy the first one, Deadpool's humour is not my humour. So it's, that's the thing with comedy. It's either your sense of humour or it's not. You take it or leave it. I tend to leave it. But this wave was quite heavy with X-Men characters as well. I think a lot of fans were a bit miffed that they put some quite sought after X-Men characters, particularly an X-Men Build-A-Figure, in this wave. So people would have to buy Deadpool figures to get the Build-A-Figure. Guess that's the way Build-A-Figures work, though. Oh, righty. Let's get these guys open. Oh, jeez. Don't have the strength to break some tape. What can I say? So there are, I think there are 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 6 boxes in here, 8 figures to a box. I believe the Deadpool and the Lady Deadpool are the double packed figures in this. I've only got one of each figure, but let's take a look at who we have. First up, we have Deadpool. This is Deadpool in his comedy, oh so funny, X-Men costume. And what I was most interested in about this figure, beyond the Build-A-Figure part, is the Madcap head and hat. Madcap's a bit of a classic Marvel character. He was Deadpool before Deadpool was Deadpool. He was a zany character, and he's resurfaced recently in Deadpool comics as a kind of nemesis for Deadpool, again being indestructible. So yeah, it's I'm interested to see what that's like, but it's only a head and a hat, not a full figure. So it says, so I didn't make the cut for the school super mutant team. So what? I'm my own yellow-clad, spandex-wearing, most popular girl in school cheerleader. My mom would be so proud. Oh, Deadpool, you can't fail to fucking burst my sides with hilarity. Anyway, that is indeed the X-Men costume Deadpool. Here we have him. It looks like I'm just going to go at the 3 Deadpool characters. Here's Lady Deadpool. She is Deadpool from an alternate reality, as I read on Wikipedia about 30 minutes ago. She is Wanda Wilson. Is that right? Yes, Wanda Wilson from another reality. And instead of being quite comedy, outgoing, a sort of extrovert. She's quite introverted, a bit of a different personality. Doesn't mean I'm any more interested in her though. Also known as Lady D, that's my name on the weekend. Wanda Wilson suits up as Lady Deadpool and takes fighting the power to new heights. No, really, look how high her ponytail is. Again, non-stop hilarity. Lady Deadpool seems to come with Headpool, what it remains of the Marvel Zombies universe Deadpool. Again, with a hilarious hat with a little beanie copter on it. There we have her. I wonder what side-splitting nonsense is going to come out next. Oh, king of the side-splitting nonsense, it's Deadpool himself. This is Deadpool with his lower half exposed, I guess. I don't know if you like that kind of thing. I do like that kind of thing, but I don't really like this kind of thing, so I don't know. It says, la 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 la, oh hi there, been here long? What's that? What am I wearing? Well, this pretty little number is a look I like to call Deadpool and Chill. There we go. So that's Deadpool in his underwear with his socks and slippers on, and his mask pulled up. And he's got a couple of guns and a big bit of Sauron there. Can't go wrong with Sauron. Or can they? We shall see. Next out of the box, it's Lady Wolverine. This is just Wolverine. We don't call her Lady because calling female superheroes lady versions of male heroes is not right, is it? But here we go. This is Laura Kinney, X-23, who we just received a figure of in her X-Force costume in the previous Deadpool Marvel Legends wave, Sasquatch Build-A-Figure wave. But here she is here, standing in for dead old Logan when he got encased in adamantium and taking on the title of Wolverine. Laura Kinney uses assassin training paired with powerful claws to take down anyone who makes the mistake of crossing her. That is Wolverine. Next out of the box we have Bishop, Marvel's Bishop, not Bishop out of Aliens. It's not Lance Henriksen, as you can see. This is Bishop from the 90s. This is Lucas Bishop. From the future, travel back in time to hunt a triumphant Bishop, seeks out the X-Men and uses energy conversion and concussive blasts to join the ranks of his heroes of legend. It's a rather cryptic but accurate description. There we go. This is Lucas Bishop. We shall see how impressive his mullet is later on. And last but by no means least, we have Omega Red. Arkady Rosovich or something like that. He, of course, has had a Marvel Legend before, and I'll compare him to that in a little while. But it says here, a former Russian crime lord and agent, Arkady Rosovich, is used in the Weapon X project, combining mutant abilities with weaponized cybernetic appendages. Yeah, so kind of excited to see this guy. He uses a new body type, which we haven't seen before, so I'm probably more excited in that than I am in the character or the figure itself. But luckily Omega Red is in his sort of classic costume here and not in his more modern one. But there we have him. That's Marvel's Omega Red. And that's all there is in the box. So there we go. So what I'm going to do is just take a quick look at these here straight out of the box. And then I'm going to move the camera over to my reviewing station and take a look at all these figures. We have the 3 X-Men characters here, Wolverine, Bishop and Omega Red. And the 3 Deadpools. Underpants Deadpool, Lady Deadpool, and X-Men costume Deadpool. There we have them. So I'm going to be opening the Deadpools first. probably in this order, and then I'll go for the X-Men finally. Okay, so I'm just going to move these over and I'll turn the camera around. I'll see if I can catch up on the chat a little, if there are any um, burning questions. I have to let you know I picked these guys up from Kapow Toys. That's kapowtoys.co.uk. I'm not sure when they will be released wherever you live, or even wherever I live, because Marvel Legends don't turn up at retail here in Scotland. Not yet, anyway. We have to go to specialty stores and what have you. Now, how do I turn this round? Said the old man. Here we go. Oh. There we have it. Okie dokie. Vernon Hanna has asked me, did I make a custom Sauron? No, I did not. I have never made one. But there we are. Okay, let's get on with these guys. So, going to save the X-Men for later and dive into the Deadpools. What's a collection of Deadpools called? Dead Pile, I guess. So we're going to go with X-Men 1 first. Posed in a hilarious comedy thing in the box. And that's the back. And we're just going to cut it open. There we go. So he comes with the little twist ties, which are, I guess, holding them in place when they're in poses that are not so tightly gripped by the packaging. Okay. Let me just get his accessories out. I do own the old bishop, not the bald. Well, do I own the bald head one? Maybe. I don't have it with me this evening anyway. Okay, this is so this is the X-Men Deadpool. He looks fairly bright and colourful out of the box. It is the Sunfire body. As you can see, he has butterfly joints. So this is the second Deadpool we've received on this body. The previous Deadpool we had was the classic Deadpool. And he used the same body. But the head sculpt belongs to the previous Deadpool before this guy, the red Deadpool from the Juggernaut wave, who I have here, but I don't have his that head sculpt. I do have the X-Force version of Deadpool though, and it's that head sculpt. So it's that head sculpt on that body. When people got this, they immediately tried swapping heads around with the old Deadpool, and it was a little bit big. It didn't look quite right. But Hasbro don't seem to care, and they've gone with it. It doesn't look too out of place, and it's mainly, I think, sort of minimized looking awkward here because of it's meant to look awkward. Like the costume and the mask are supposed to be sort of comically mismatched. So the head being slightly out of place doesn't come off that bad, but obviously it isn't the right size. Um, he has these areas of red on him. Is that because I'm not familiar with the scenes in the comic where this happened, but was it because the costume was too small for him and was riding up? Is that what that is? He's got these cuffs that we saw previously on Cyclops. Um, but yeah, I mean, I can see this body being used for a lot of his trousers also fall down like Cyclops. Um, I can see this being used for probably a lot of sort of X-Men customs where they sort of wore this costume. You just have to cover up these red parts, really. So he's got his swords. That's the same harness he came with here, just coloured differently. And the X-Men belt, that's the same belt we got with Cyclops, I believe. So it's a lot of Cyclops, the Sunfire body, and the old Deadpool all kind of mixed together. He has this big gun. Did we see this? No, we saw this with the previous X-Force Deadpool. And it fits in his hand fairly well. And the hands also grip the swords nice and tight. The blade of the swords are just a flat silver. Silver plastic, that is. They're not painted. And the handles, they are just a flat black. They don't have the sort of painted detail that the previous swords have had. So there's a few paint applications skipped there. But the X-Men logo on his shirt is fairly well done. There's some really quite bad sort of messy paintwork there, and the sort of, I don't think it really sells this effect well, that the costume's too small. It just looks like paint, really. So the someone is asking me, is the yellow on the torso the paint or the color of the plastic? So easy way is usually to look inside. It's yellow inside, so I'd assume it's the the black is painted on here, but here, yeah. So all the yellow areas are um, actually plastic, and the black is painted over it. So that's a wise decision. And Beltran is saying, switch the hands with Jim Lee Cyclops. You do that. I'm not particularly interested in that, right? Okay, so that is X-Men costume Deadpool. But like I said, I was a little bit interested in the Madcap. Diego Alejandro is saying, can you put his head on the 90s Deadpool? No, because everyone has already put the old whatchamacallit head on the 90s Deadpool, and it's sat too high. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I'll try and be nice to people tonight. So here we have, I'm looking at Madcap first of all, though, because this is what I'm actually interested in. Of course, a unique head sculpt, and it's painted actually quite well. It receives more paint detail than Deadpool actually does with the shading. And he comes with his silly big pimp hat. So I don't know if you're supposed to put this Madcap head on this body. I mean, like I said, I didn't read any of the comics with Deadpool and Madcap in them, but I read Madcap originally. So Madcap had a very sort of piratey sort of costume. So I think maybe putting him on like a bucky cap, one with the sort of flared boots and other things. There we go. So I don't think the head really looks right there, but I don't think it's supposed to belong on this body. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. So someone did ask me to do this, so I'll do this. I'll be nice. Oh. His GIMP band fell off. There we go. Just looks a bit silly. Just a bit big. Like I say, you need that sort of costume colour mismatch for it really to look like it belongs. But perhaps that looks a bit better. Anyway, there we go. I do like the Madcap head sculpt. I think it's a nice addition. I'm putting the wrong head on the wrong body. Holgrain says he's an old Captain America villain. Well, he first appeared in Captain America. Yeah. He has a gun that fires bubbles that make people go crazy. He's a strange villain, but yeah, I kind of liked him. Lewis Solis is saying Madcap was impersonating Deadpool for a while, so it can really go on any Deadpool body. I guess so. But the hat is really nice. I think it's nicely realised, and it's made of a nice flexible material. I bet some people try and cut that out and make it a cowboy hat for Old Man Logan. But there we go. So that is X-Men costume Deadpool. Let's move on to the next member of the Deadpool family, or the Deadpool Corps, or whatever we're calling them. Someone has asked me, can I put the hat on an unmasked Wade? My God, I'll just be putting things on other things for the whole of the night rather than opening new toys. There we go. That's pure Deadpool, you're so funny. Look, he thinks he's a pimp. Oh, when will he stop? Next he'll be saying the Mexican food word. Anyway, let's move on to Lady Deadpool. Does she actually? Yeah, she is actually called that. Lady D. Here she is. Move these guys out of this thing. Is she held in by any things? Nope. Right, so let's just... Maybe ask me about Omega Red when I get to Omega Red. I'm not going to be able to remember what you said about him until that point. I'm sorry. Oh my fucking God. Right. Complete pain in the arse. Righty. Yeah, here she is. She's looking great. Right, and I'm preparing myself for, can you put the zombie Deadpool head on all the different Deadpools? I'm preparing myself for it, so when we get there, we'll get there. So this is Lady Deadpool. She has a quizzical expression, as is the standard for Deadpools. She has a yippee Hasbro Marvel Legends female body. So she can she touch her face? No, Psylocke is better than her. Sorry, Lady Deadpool. Oh, she can scratch her eyebrow. Oh well. She has this very soft uh, rubber hair, which I was kind of scared I was going to tear when I was pulling at her. Um, but yeah, what can we possibly say about Lady Deadpool? So she doesn't have any sheaths for her swords, and they fit fairly snugly into her hands. Well, a little bit loose, but fair enough. And no other accessories. There's no guns or anything. I'm not sure if she uses guns, and that is a little bit too loose. It likes to fall on its side. Um, but yeah, I mean the paint is decent. It's yeah, the head sculpt's decent. The hair is a nice sculpt. I'm not sure about it being so soft. I would rather have had a point of articulation, perhaps a ball socket there. I mean, if they're going to have a separate piece anyway, just make it a ball socket when you assemble it and give us a little bit of articulation and twist. But that is just glued in there. So while it does flop around a bit, it would take some effort to make it stand in any position that's not straight down. So people are asking what body mold is this. I'm always confused by the female form, even in plastic. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. It's not Rogue. That's all I know. Um, it's not. I don't think it's even the same one as Psylocke had. I'll find. Here's Psylocke. So it's not the Psylocke one. I think it's a bit of a better body than the Psylocke one, but not too sure. It's hard. The Psylocke one seems to have much more defined abs than this one, or is it just the paint that's hiding them? It could be the same thing with a new chest piece. But there we go. That's Lady Deadpool. I don't really know what to do with her at all. I don't know anything about her. Complete blank for me. But she comes with. Oh, I did leave one thing out. There was a stand in there for Deadpool. So he's got a little hole in there, and this stand just pops in there. That's a decent sculpt and good paint. Paint goes a bit sloppy on the line around the top there. But yeah, I mean, that's good. It's our first Marvel Legends Marvel Zombie. We did, of course, receive the zombie, but he wasn't actually canonically a Marvel zombie. So there we go. Someone asking, does it spin? It does have a little bit of rotation in the top there. Something they couldn't give her hair. But there we go. And now people will be asking me to put it on all these different bodies. So here we go. This is Headpool on Lady Deadpool. There we go. Hilarity. Non-stop. Non-stop. Boobs and zombie. Wah, wah, wah. This is... Let me see. Who did I just open? This is Headpool on X-Men Deadpool. This is Headpool on 90s Deadpool. That little collar thing is... And this is head pull on. So if you tune in tomorrow at 7, I'll be putting head pull on every single figure that's ever been created ever. So yeah, come back tomorrow and get over yourself. Oh, for God's sake, man. Yeah, so there we go. So that is, I guess, people will actually buy Lady Deadpool because I think they'll want that head pull accessory. It's kind of a clever idea by Hasbro to get people to buy her beyond the Build-A-Figure part. There we go. You just saw the head pull. I've just done all the head swaps. Everyone is talking about head swap. Oh, bonkers. Right. Okay. So the next one I'm going to be taking a look at is this guy. Hilarity Deadpool in his underwear. They're all Hilarity Deadpool, really, aren't they? It's a pile of pools. Right, let's cut this guy open. Take a look at Sauron later. See you later, Carl. Okay. So here we have the this is the Bucky Cap body, so it's the same as this Deadpool back here, but he has more vivid red colouring like the 90s Deadpool. He has a new face sculpt, so you can have a masked Deadpool, unmasked Deadpool, and a half one here. He has the same pinky finger out sculpt as this guy, and the same belt, but he doesn't have a harness there or any of the silver detailing that that guy back there has. The lower half is completely new, so he's wearing rather large underwear there, and he's got nothing going on at all. He doesn't have a lot going on back there either. Oh well. He does have rotation just at the bottom of this short there, and the double jointed knee. His legs are uniquely sculpted, and they look pretty good. And he has his slippers, which seem to be a separate piece. I doubt there is a full foot under there though. And he has one sock on with a hole in it. And there we go. So he comes with sorry, I might pause there while you all pick yourselves up off the floor from laughing so hard at the sheer comedy of this figure. But it is very well done. I have to give them that. The attention to the sculpt is pretty good. You know, the skin and the folds of the shorts and the slippers are very good, and the sock is a nice extra touch. We all know what he's using his other one for. And he comes with these pistols. These are what we got with Domino. And yeah, that fits really nicely in there. That's good. I'll just... oh, there we go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I think these are exactly the same guns we received with Domino, but they're not in a ludicrous purple colour like hers were. And his hand is actually quite stiff, and I'm probably not interested enough in him to bother trying to wrestle that into his hand. Oh, maybe I am. So there we have it. Okay, so whose head am I putting on this guy? Let's put this guy's head on him. Can you put this guy's head on this guy? Can you? Oh, Lord. Right, people will want this head sculpt on this body. There we go. There's that head sculpt on that body. Too small. This head sculpt. Huggy the Bear is saying, if you didn't want them, why did you buy them? Because I wanted to get, as I explained at the start of the video, the 3 X-Men characters and Sauron. But people were upset that they put quite a popular X-Men Build-A-Figure in a Deadpool wave that was quite heavy on Deadpools. I think there's more interesting Deadpool characters to do than just variations of Deadpool. I quite enjoyed the last Deadpool wave, actually. It had... what did it have in it? It had a lot of... like, Deadpool was pretty much the only Deadpool character in it. But there was that X-Force Deadpool, which was a re-release, but... yeah. There we go. I can't remember what head belongs on what body now. Someone has asked me, can I put the head on my own body? I already have. I've also swapped my own legs for this guy's legs. So this is what my legs look like. And I can kick this far forward. Not really back. My hips go out this much to the side. That's quite a good range of motion there for me. Legs go forward. I've already done that. And so rotation there. Double jointed knee that goes that far. Ankles that go this far forward, this far back. And ankle hinge. And this may be the widest stance we have ever seen on a Hasbro Marvel Legend, because that is seriously impressive. So it's good they're putting that articulation into a pants Deadpool rather than a Spider-Man. So yeah, what's going on there, Hasbro? What's going on? Yeah. So that's this guy. There we go. Righty, that's the 3 Deadpools out of the way. 3 Deadpools that I pretty much had to buy. If I could get single figures here in the UK, I would, but it's quite rare to get single figures sold. They usually come as a case. So all the Deadpool fans who are offended by me slagging off Deadpool can eat one. I had to get these to get a figure that I wanted. Oh well. You know, as much as I rag on Deadpool, his figures are always of a good standard, and these figures are good. This is my favorite Deadpool figure to date, and none of these surpass him. I just like the bright, vivid color of this guy, and the I know he didn't come with a ton of guns or anything, but I just like the body mold and the aesthetic of it. These guys are quite nice. They're matching that brighter red than the previous Juggernaut Deadpool. Had quite a dull red. I'm sure people will get a lot of value out of these, making comedy shots and that sort of thing. I'm not sure about Lady Deadpool, how popular or sought after she will be. She's doesn't really come with many accessories to make her that figure interesting, but because she comes with head pull, I think that people are going to get a lot of value from this accessory. So these Deadpool figures are good enough. If you're a Deadpool fan, you're going to love these guys. You know, they're well made figures. They have good articulation. They have pretty decent accessories, and there we go. But that's the Deadpool figures. I'm going to move on to the X-Men guys now, which are the main reason I got this set. So they are, of course, Wolverine, Omega Red, and Bishop. I'm going to go with Bishop first of all. Come on, Lucas. There we have him. So let's get this guy open. Okay, so Sauron's arm comes in a separate tray that falls on the floor. And we're left with Bishop with his gun. Okay. So here we have Bishop with his, wow, big holster on his back. I will be comparing him to the previous Bishop, so I know people are going to be asking me for him, but let's take a look at him first of all. The head sculpt is nice. You know what I should do? I should compare this to Cloak. I had a feeling they would reuse the Cloak head sculpt for this. Bear with me. But it is not the same head sculpt. Because obviously the mouth is parted here. I thought they would reuse this, but maybe we've got a bald Bishop coming at some point. Put the cloak head on the Bishop body. Oh, okay, yeah. Put the dagger head on the Bishop body. Yeah, you got it. Anyway, there we have him. That's Bishop with his moulet. In the future, we call it a moulet. All T's are silent. In the future. So, it's actually a really nicely sculpted mullet. It's really well done. It's much better than Magneto's mullet that we saw yesterday. It could have done with a gloss varnish so that you could have that soul glow look. But yeah, his face is well done. His brand is nicely done. Is it? I think it's also actually sculpted. Oh God, I can't quite get. So yeah, it's actually sculpted on his eye. this part, the yellow harness, is a separate piece that connects over his back. And he has these, the bottom of his sleeves are actually separate sculpted things that, well, sculpted, they're free floating. He has nice crisp paint details for the XSE on his arm. The yellow down his front, yeah, it's a bit blurry at times, but it looks decent enough. And his boots. There we are. His also his dog's bandana around his neck is some free floating piece. And he comes with this gun, which doesn't have any paint detail on it, and I'll put it in his holster first of all. Holsters over his shoulder here in this massive bag he's holding. Which way it goes, who can say? Who can say? There we go. That's Lucas Bishop. I like this figure. I think it's quite good. This is the Hyperion body, am I correct? Am I correct? It's the same body as Sabretooth had. Is it? No, is it bigger? Oh, I'm terrible at this. I think it's the same body, isn't it? Yeah. I think that's, people are complaining about Bishop's holster. I think that's how it was in the comic. But yeah, it's obviously when you convert 2D art into 3D, it begins to look a bit garbage. Let me see, where is my old Bishop? Here is Toy Biz Bishop. Who is so articulated you can barely get him to do anything. But this guy has single jointed elbows, whereas this guy has double jointed elbows. This guy is like stupidly enormous, whereas this guy is not. So he came with a shotgun that was holstered on his leg, and also the big gun on his back, which also similarly looks silly. But we can get away. The yellow lines on his leg, someone is asking, are not sculpted. They're just painted, and Hasbro have, they've made some effort there to continue that paint, but I don't know, would we have rather they hadn't? Well, actually, yeah, they've kind of made an arse of that, haven't they? They may have been better making the knee from yellow and painting one blue line down the middle, but they've actually gone with making the knee blue. Well, I guess then round the back it would be yellow and it wouldn't look right. You win some, you lose some. But the head sculpt is very nice. The sculpted M, I'm very surprised by. The detailing on the belt is also pretty cool. Yeah, I like this guy. I'm wondering if... I know the skin tone isn't right. What detail on the belt? All that sculpted detail there. Sorry, I was just wanting to see whether, this could be the base for some future cable sort of customs, but well, maybe. I don't know. Some people could make that work, I guess. You'd obviously change the arms out, but yeah, this Bishop is on the whole much better than the Marvel Legends from Toy Biz version. I mean, the boots on this were cool. He's got plain boots. There's a lot of detail here that isn't translated over, but it's just much more. This was just a monster that was out of control. It looked like a balloon animal, really. But that was the standard for the day. Um, there we go. So yeah, I think that's a pretty solid figure. I'm happy with that. So that is Bishop. Next up, I'm going to be taking a look at Wolverine, Laura Kinney. So Sauron's arm is again separate. This is X-23 Wolverine. She has an additional head. I'll just try. Oh, jeez, sorry, face plant, and we'll try. Laura out. Okay. So here we have X-23 Wolverine. First impressions is that their blue and yellow are really, really vibrant. But I doubt there's a lot of fan backlash against the sort of regender assignment of a lot of Marvel characters. So I'm not sure how popular this figure is going to be. But still, she does come with an alternate head, which looks pretty nice. Let's take a look at the main one here. So the paint on the mask is a little bit scrappy, but I really like the hair sculpt. It's really dynamic. God damn it. She has a separate belt, free floating. Just checking the paint gets a bit fuzzy at places. Okay, so she does have articulation at the boot there. And she has claws on her toes. Are they supposed to be curved? I guess they are, aren't they? Her claws are alright. I mean, luckily you can reposition them, but they've stayed fairly straight enough. And we'll try on her alternate head. Oh, that's a very small neck peg. There we go. That head looks a little bit big to me. Is that... Perhaps that head isn't for this body. It's a nice head sculpt. Stern. People ask me, are the foot claws removable? They certainly seem to be. They leave a big hole in her toe. Or maybe she's had her ingrown toenail removed. But that's too big on that body, so let's bring in the previous Deadpool Wave X-Force, Laura. So it looks like the neck peg is the same size. Does that look better? Is that... It still looks big, doesn't it? Does it? Is it the way it sits far forward? I realise it's the same figure, but sometimes colour can make a lot of difference, so I don't know why you would do that. So it comes across as just a little bit too big to me, to my eye anyway. Whether it is or not is, you know, I'm not sure. But her hair isn't, you know, that is some of the toughest hair I've ever seen since Spider-Woman. So she is not going to be able to look back at all. And very little movement to the side without looking down the way. So there we go. I mean, it's a bit of a meh figure. I thought that the alternate head might make it more worthwhile, but I'm not really feeling it. I love this hair sculpt. But apart from that, it's quite meh. Let's take a look at her next to her clone daddy. I always have problems getting these body molds to stand up. So there we go. Sent together. Someone is asking, is the head perhaps made, the alternate head made for what do you call it? What did we just say? What's the word? Jessica Jones or MJ, like a plain clothes body, and I don't think it can be, because I'm just using Storm as an example, but she has quite a very specific small hole there. I didn't know how to say that, and it looks like it would maybe be silly on an adult body. So it's like it's just too big for a kid and too small for an adult. So I don't know. I'm also noticing this kind of some really like scrappy paint. The blue of the mask just bleeds over onto the yellow, and the yellow is unpainted. You know, one side's too far, one side's too little round the back. That's a disgrace. Yeah, it's not a... I was kind of hopeful for this because I had kind of low expectations in a way, so I tend to be surprised when I have low expectations, but I'm not surprised here. She might look decent from a distance just as a sort of backup character, but not really liking that. So The next to last figure we're going to be looking at is Omega Red. Omega Red. So let's get this guy open. Like I said at the start, this is a figure I'm looking forward to, not particularly because of the character, but because it's got a new body mold. New potential. His what are these called? Carbodium tendrils packaged separately. Oops. Let's get these suckers out. Literal suckers, live suckers. Here we go. So this is Omega Red. The white is very white. It's almost like clown white because it doesn't have any sort of a wash in it to bring out that detail. But the sculpt is good, and also the detailing on like the mechanical bits at the side of his mouth. So they've gone for a very literal he's white sort of thing here. The hair sculpt is obviously big, but it's good that does not articulate. It's just glued in there. And this is a new body, as I was saying, because it's a big body, but it has butterfly joints. So that's something, this is the first time we're seeing this. And actually I'm gonna, because I'm quite interested in this, I'm gonna pop off his armor so I can get a good proper look at that. It's a good range of motion backwards. Not all that great coming forwards, but it's all right. Oh God, his legs are really, I'm scared to move them almost. They're so, that is bad. Oh Lord. Is there a gap when you go forward with the butterfly joint? Like here? A little. Not much though. I'm just worried about these legs. See if heat will help it. Scary stuff. I'm just using my heat gun off camera here. Talk amongst yourselves. And it didn't really help. That is super unfortunate. So this figure is an auto fail, I guess, because I can't get any motion out of those hips. So I hope other people... Oh, there we go. There we go. Right, so I have to go this way, heat it up, and then go that way till it cracks. Oh, blimey. There we go. So I wouldn't stress it forward. It felt like it was going to snap if you have this problem. Maybe heat them up in some hot water and then go to the side until it pops, and then it should have freed itself up. Not sure what's caused that, but that's a little bit worrying. So yeah, we have fairly wide hips there, kicking that far forward, far back, leg rotation there, double jointed knees, no articulation mid leg. There's an ankle and ankle pivot. His body goes this far forward, this far back. He looks down this much. He looks up a decent amount. Obviously there. He has articulation there, there, there. And he has a double jointed elbow. Which doesn't go all that far though. And he has... Oh, wait. Oh, that's okay. No, it does hide. There is a hinge in there. I thought Hasbro were going to just give me a rotation, but they've given me a hinge. That's fine. Right, let's get his shoulder armor back on and let's take a look at what this figure is actually supposed to look like. Does anyone remember how this goes on? Oh, jeez. Come on, Arcady. Arcady? Who knows? There we go. Righty. So his shoulder armor is, as you saw, connected. Just let me do my thing and stop asking me questions. Can you do this and that all the time? His shoulder armor is obviously free floating. It pegs into holes in the top of those. He has nice sculpting on it. There's sort of like a honeycomb sort of texture to that, and these little pointless capsules are all nicely done. He doesn't have any other sculpting on his body until we get down to his knee pads, which are they separate from the knees? I think they're a single piece with the knees, and they're well done. He does have uniquely sculpted. I doubt we'll be seeing these again. Gauntlets and hands, which have come across really nicely with the Omega symbol painted on them. Slightly off center. That one's a bit better. And he does have his carbodium tentacles. These they don't have wire inside, and neither do the longer ones. Swap his tendrils out. What a great idea, Gary Hegarty. Thank God you're here. I would never have thought of that. There we go. I don't know what to say about these. They are, I mean, they have a decent enough sculpt, and they pop in and out easily enough. And you know, they're kind of, they have a bit of a coil in each, so you could sort of wrap that round another figure, or you know, put that around someone's arm or something. Whoop. Sort of thing. So I think there's a lot of options you can have with those, despite them being quite static. They're certainly, I think, posed and in a much more sensible way than Doc Ock's tentacles. Someone is just asking me, am I going to replace these like I did with Doc Ock's tentacles? Nah, don't think so. I don't care enough about Omega Red to bother. They do sort of weigh themselves down a little, you know, but they're fine. And I assume they can go. They don't have individual sockets or anything, so you can have, you know, that one in there, along with whatever was in here. So I think he's a pretty decent figure. I'm quite happy with him. Quite happy with the new body once I got over the insta-fail of it not articulating. He is too white. I'm going to get out the, again, monstrous Toy Biz Omega Red, which looks like it crawled out of some bizarre reject lab or something. But you see Toy Biz used a dark wash. Oh, good lord, Toy Biz, this thing can't even support its own weight. God bless them. Great at the time, great at the time. Still great today from a certain perspective. But there we go. It's the two guys next to each other. I'll try and get them to stand up. Their tentacles are making them difficult to fit near other figures without getting all tangled up. But there you go. So that's those two together. And then you can see this new bigger body mold. Sorry, just got so many figures at my feet now I can't get my tripod in a good position. Oh, there's Gary Hegarty again. Make them kiss. Oh, thanks, Gary Hegarty. I would never have figured that out without you. Of course I'm going to make them kiss. Is he bigger than the recent Colossus body? Oh, look, Deadpool suffered from Cyclops syndrome and his trousers are falling down. Is he bigger than the recent Colossus? Let's go get Colossus and have a look. Excuse me, guys. Answer, no. He's not quite standing up straight. There we go. Okay. So that's us done with all the individuals. It's time to build a figure. Let's get everyone out of the way. Right, so ba-dum. thanks, Gary Haggerty. Build Sauron. God, where would it be without Gary Haggerty? Of course I'm going to build Sauron. I love you, Gary. Oh, God. Of course I'm going to kiss Sauron. Who wouldn't kiss Sauron? Right. I just, let's go down here and try. Oh, it's a little bit stiff. Oh, look, I finished. Oh, hello. By the gods. Bleh. Well, this is impressive, does it not? Kairos want to saying it's really good detail in the paint, and I'd have to agree as long as you don't look at his legs, which are just completely plain green plastic. Right, let's back it up. Make him fly, Gary Haggerty. Of course I'm going to make him fly. Can't quite get a lot of range out of his neck, which is, oh, his wing has fallen off. There we go. There we go. Oh God, where's my camera going? Come back. Can it stand solely on its tail? Are you mental? Kirk Holland is saying he still has the old 90s X-Men Sauron. I never had that, but I remember seeing it in Toy Fair magazine and really wanting it, along with every other X-Men figure. Okay, this thing is seriously impressive. I'm loving it. This is worth the 3 Deadpool figures that I didn't really want, and that's why I bought them, really. It is, of course, as we saw mere moments ago, much the same body as we got with the lizard from the Amazing Spider-Man movie, whose legs became Crablante's arms in my Secret Santa. So there's a lot of similarities here. The body and legs are the same. They differ at the feet. He has, there's I can't remember what the digigrade legs, but Sauron has plain old human pterodactyl ones. The head is clearly different. Sauron has articulation at the jaw, and a good range of motion to look upwards, to fly. And he also has a different tail, completely different all the way from the top. This has very scale patches, but this one does not. And a different tail end there. The tail rotates all the way around and has a good range of motion in that as well. This is not, it is bendy, but will spring back to its original position. There's no wire in there. He has his little loincloth to keep his pterodactyl gonads away from the public, but newsflash, he ain't got any anyway. And he's got his little his bag of Maltesers there. I think there's some Revels in that one. Of course, there's soft mints, and this one has his mobile phone in it. But most impressive, of course, are his arms, which I shall now attempt to articulate and fail. Come on, you pterodactyl bastard. So I'm having trouble getting his arms to hinge. That one's okay. Oh, God. And then his arms they've actually put some effort in and come up with articulated wings, which is something that has escaped me even as a action figure customizer for a long time. There's a little bit of wing on his upper arm, and then there's a bigger one on his lower arm that overlaps there, and then he has an additional one at his wrist that articulates out, and they're kind of semi-transparent, so that's a really neat thing. And there's a bit of a hole there. The sculpting them is tremendous, and he has new hand sculpts. These are not the same as the lizard. The lizard had this hand sculpt and also this less fully formed hand sculpt. I take it that was part of the whole Curtis Connors and his one arm thing. I can't remember because I've blocked that movie out of my mind. But yeah, he's great. There's a bit of annoying paint rub right on the tip of his beak, but that's not all that off-putting. And he has his hypnotic bright red eyes and painted black around the side. The head sculpt is really nice, and inside as well. That's great. The tongue isn't separately articulated, so you can go la 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 la, but he does get his teeth painted. So yeah, this is a seriously impressive Build-A-Figure. Just the wingspan is great. I'm still frustrated by I'm going to have to heat this afterwards. Yeah, I don't want to break it. Can he swallow? Well, yep. Yes, he can, because Sauron ain't no quitter, and spitters are quitters. Karl Lykos, of course, can drain the life force from people with his touch, and he gets a big boost from mutants and turn him into Sauron, dinosaur bastard. There we go. Who else can we put him with? Where are you? I was thinking I would just pose him with the lizard, but now I can't actually find the lizard, of course, because that's the way my life works. Oh, there he is. Not the movie lizard, but the comic lizard. You know, that version of Curtis Connors that can't stand up. But let's look at him next to some more normal sized figures. Of course, we have the big guy from this wave. We've got Omega Red. Get Carl standing straight up. Come on, Carl. Pissing me off, Carl. Don't quite know how he's meant to do that. There we go. And next to Bishop. And next to Sunfire Body Deadpool. Let's try and get this. Oh god, just stay down then, see if I can. And next to Wolverine. So he's a fairly substantial Build-A-Figure. The Lizard figure from Spider-Man 2 was already substantial enough, but add in these big ass wings basically, and that great new head sculpt. This is a must-have figure, really. A great Build-A-Figure. And like I said, you know, Deadpool figures don't hold a lot of attraction for me. They tend to be done very well, but Deadpool just is not my bag. But this because Sauron looked seriously impressive as the Build-A-Figure. Needs must, huh? Oh. So there's only 6 figures needed to build them. So that's good. Let's get his other wing up. So yeah, that is the Deadpool Sauron Build-A-Figure wave. Oh no, I've forgotten Wolverine. I said you need 6 figures to build them, and then it's like, yeah, we forgot her. She's already lost a claw to my carpet. Oh well, that's what we get. There we go. Oh, where's Deadpool? Oh, he'll be somewhere. He'll be trying his head on someone else's body for the rest of eternity. God, so many figures. Oh my goodness. Can I have a rest now? Oh, well, anyway, thank you very much for joining me. For, yeah, my second live stream unboxing of a bunch of figures in as many days, and chatting to you guys as well. It's really why I actually stay here. Isn't that right, Gary Hegarty? I love you, you know I do. So I am going to head off now. I've got tea and cake, and I'm going to go have it and enjoy these figures and fly Sauron around the room and try my head on my husband's body. Wait, what? How rude. Anyway, until next time, everyone, pour on the power. Bye bye.